So they have kombucha here too.
Yeah, we have on tap, or I have in a can. I'm quite well. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Sorry.
Let's get you to fill out not at all.
Okay, so after watching videos of this race from prior years, I noticed that a lot of times the difficulty with this race, aside from obviously climbing 10,000 feet, is that when you try to ride in the front, people are always attacking. And like they're riding easy and then they're attacking. Riding easy, attacking. And it kind of wears you down. And I wanted to ride in the front, but I didn't want to ride like that. I'm more of a constant tempo type rider. I'm really strong, but I'm not very good at changes in speed. So, plus, you know what? The slower the pace is, the more games that go on. And people drafting and doing this and that, like, just funny business. And I'm not a real cyclist. I'm just a guy who bikes on his trainer. And you'll notice on the right that everyone's bunching up because everyone's going slow. The guy in the green has super cadence. God, I try to keep that up. Anyway, so I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go around these guys. Why not? I felt good, obviously, because we just started. I'm fresh, and you know, I wasn't worried about the two clowns there in the front, but Caleb right there on the right in the pink, he was a main competitor for sure. But I'm just putting in the work. I'm not really like, I guess maybe I was doing like 320 watts or something, but I'm just going. I only know one speed. You know, I ride a lot alone, so I'm more into like time trialing. So I'm just going for it. You know, I feel like I'm just going like a nice, honest effort. And the thing is, if you do an honest effort, it's hard enough where people are trying to stay on, so no one's going to think about attacking. They only attack when everyone's standing around looking at each other and they're going slow. So that was kind of a strategy that I didn't think about until I started the race. I'm like, you know what? If I keep this up, no one's going to attack, or hopefully not. And yeah, for the most part, there were no attacks. So it was pretty cool. So anyway, I'm breaking the wind here. I'm telling Caleb, come on, Caleb. Hey man, come do some work. I'm telling him. And he's telling me, he's saying he's still trying to warm up. So here we go. Finally got off the front after a couple miles because my heart rate was pretty high and I wanted to make sure that I could recover. So when you get off the front, you go to the left, you slowly drift back on the pack. I'm just trying to find my place in the train here. Caleb's still in the front there. Chase is in second, another strong like 17, 18-year-old kid. The guy in fourth in the black, he won the race in 2017. I found this out later. So I'm getting in the back of the pack. I'm in 10th place now. So finding my way in. And this guy in the ponytail, first I thought it was a chick, because the pink socks, ponytail, it just kind of fit the whole profile. But it was a guy, and I did not want to lose to a guy in a ponytail. But I could tell he was going to be the next one to drop. So the best time you saw me just take a drink of water, best time to hydrate and take things out of your back pocket and just, you know, get fueled is when you're on the back. So here I am in the front again, coming off the front. Caleb taking over again. See, the thing is, like, I would rotate to the back and then pull again later. Caleb was always like on the front or like right behind me in second. Like he stayed near the front. People were content letting him go in the front because they didn't want to pace. So pretty much him and I did most of the pacing in the first, I'd say 6 miles or so. So here we go. Now we're down to only 9 riders. The ponytail guy dropped, which I knew was going to happen. So then I pull in here behind this dude. Team Audi. There are a lot of guys in Team Audi. So here I'm just kind of, I could be right behind the guy, but I'm kind of just scoping out because I don't know. I want to make sure that there's no like second pack that forms. So, because here's what happened. You'll see in a moment. There was sometimes Caleb's on the front, and then I guess maybe he picks the pace up, and everyone gets dropped, and they don't try to close the gap. They look around, they're talking to each other, they're looking back at me because it looked like I was the strong one, you know, doing a lot of the pacing. So here, there's a gap right now. And I'm thinking to myself, like, should I go around? Should I, you know, should I just think, oh, they're going to close it, you know? But a couple times I had to close it, but they closed that one. So we get to the town of Macau. This is approaching mile 7, and this is the biggest hill so far in the race, right here, coming up this. So we're all out of our saddles, pushing, you know, 400 watts or whatever. I'm just doing enough work to get near the front because I just want to make sure that, like, if anyone makes an attack, like, I'm ready for it. And this guy's just some rando that's riding. He's not part of the race. Neither is this guy. Like, we're in the front. These guys, and you can tell by their pace, like, they're not, they did not have a lead on us, that's for sure. So we're going up this thing, and, you know, my heart rate got up to like 180, I think, on this hill. Like, I was working. Not all out, but I was working. So here, again, Caleb's putting in a dig, and Chase is, you know, matching it, and I'm just trying to hang on. Still in the first hour of the race, maybe 2,000 feet or so, give or take. And, yeah, you know, Caleb, right here, he sneaks in. I didn't really have I was kind of like, I didn't care either way, being second or third. I didn't really want to pull anymore just because the pace was honest. On the left right there, you can see that's Haleakala, the volcano we're going to be climbing, the mountain. But I was content with the pace, so I didn't really want to pull. And honestly, like, at this point, I'm actually feeling the pace a little bit, and I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, we're still in the first hour, 2,000 feet or whatever. Got 8,000 feet to go. Like, it's kind of daunting in my mind. I'm like, crap. Like, I don't even know. I've never done this race. You know, I'm just kind of like, I hope I am pacing properly. I'm just astounded by my heart rate. It's in the 170s the entire race. And in my long rides, the long rides where I rode, like, you know, for training, my heart rate was never this high the whole time. I didn't think I could sustain it for 3 hours, but lo and behold, I can, apparently. So pretty much Caleb right here, he does like a deceptive, I don't know, he just took the turn really fast and I wasn't ready for it, and he gaps me like nothing. Then this road, I hate it. So he's bunny hopping. Everyone's bunny hopping these speed bumps, but I'm not a BMX biker. I'm not good. My handling is trash. Like, all I know how to do is throw down some power. I don't know how to. I'm bad with handling. I'm going over these things awkwardly and losing speed. So Caleb opens up a gap, and all the guys are sitting on me, like, expecting me to close it, which I did. I did eventually. But yeah, I don't like speed bumps and cattle guards, and, you know, that's one reason why I don't do cycling races very often, because I don't have handling. So here we go. So this right here, Chase and Caleb take off. I'm in third, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, crap, this is like probably 2,500, maybe 2,700 feet, and I'm just not sure I want to chase it down, because the race is only going to get harder from here. It's going to get hillier. It's going to be higher elevation, harder to breathe. I'm going to be more tired later on. You know, this is still the first hour, so I'm content at this point. Honestly, I think those guys are going, and the whole rest of the pack is behind me. Here's a photo right here. This is like a few minutes later. This guy actually in front of me right there in the picture, he pulled us back. He's right in front of me now, but he pulled us back, the group. So super strong move by him. Kudos to him. So I'm just taking a sip of water here, just trying to stay hydrated. I feel like I did pretty well with my nutrition. I mean, I'm not very good at long endurance events, but I did pretty good. Here though, I keep yo-yoing a little bit. And I'm not gonna lie, like, every time I'm not very confident in cycling. Like, yeah, I know I'm strong, but for these long distance and extreme events, like, I was not confident. Like, I kind of was like, well, do I belong up here? Like, I felt like the weakest one. So I kept like yo-yoing because I wasn't really like fully committed. Because I was tired. It's muted, so you don't have to hear the wind and all my heavy, hyperventilating. But like, I was tired. This guy here though, he's standing a lot, and he was wasting some energy for sure. So right now we're down to 5 of us now. Caleb, Chase, guy in third, I don't know his name, the guy who won in 2017 basically, who I thought looked really strong. Guy in fourth, who is a little heavier than us, so he's at the most disadvantage. But he was standing a lot, so he was on fumes. I didn't know this, but he was hurting. And then me, I didn't feel very confident, so I'm on the back here, just chilling, trying to save energy as much as I can. I'm just looking at my heart rate, and it's 170 or whatever, and I'm just trying to keep it low. 172, just trying to keep it low, as low as I can, because 180 is the breaking point. So it's like you're riding a very fine line, and you got to imagine that at the same effort over time, because of cardiac drift, your heart rate's going to go higher anyway. So I just was anticipating that. So we get gapped again. And a couple times this gap opened up, they closed it. As you can see here, look, no one wants to lead. Caleb's on the right, and Chase and everyone else moved to the left because they're like, hey, go ahead. They want someone to pass. Like they don't want to, do any work right now. But nobody wants to go. I'm just kind of sitting around. I just want to make sure I can see what's going on. So I'm like in the middle of everything. I'll go if there's like a move, because I'm feeling good right now a little bit, just because it's like shaded. It's not as steep in this part, so I'm feeling more confident the longer I stay in the group. But yeah, these gaps open up a couple times with the top 2 guys and the 3 of us in the back. And finally, so here's an hour into the race, 14 miles in, like 3,300 feet or so, 3,500 feet. And we're going around this curve here. This is Crater Road. And this is where the race gets a little harder now. There's more switchbacks. And so now it's down to 3 of us. I closed the gap, and before I know it, I look back and the 2 guys are gone. So it's down to the 3 amigos now. And I'm thinking to myself like, oh wow, I'm like actually on a podium spot right now. I'm liking my, my position. I still feel like the weakest guy, but I'm like, hey, 3rd place, can't complain there. I did not expect that. So I'm just trying to hang on. Right here though, Caleb opens up a gap. Chase may be going through a rough patch, because right here, as you'll see, he moves over to the left to like, see if I want to do some work. And, I obliged. I felt pretty good right now because I was stoked to be 3rd, and my legs still felt really strong. So it took a while. I didn't go very hard, but I eventually, gradually caught Caleb on this. And what's cool is the higher we went up, the more you could see the roads below, so you could scope out where the other riders were. And I couldn't see anyone, so I knew like we had a good lead, solid lead. Because how many races can you like see your competitors when you're like minutes ahead? Like it's a rare opportunity, so it's cool. But Caleb, kept looking back just to see like if I was gonna catch or not. Just taking my sweet time. So these little curve signs, the 15-mile-an-hour signs, we saw a bunch of those. That just indicated the next switchback. And this is another time that Caleb pulled ahead, and I'm trying to reel him back in. He obviously was feeling really good. And I felt strong enough at this point to keep sort of, responding to his moves. When I look down like that on my handlebars, that means that I'm kind of digging, kind of tired, working hard. So here, Chase is back up in 2nd, And this is how the rest of the race is pretty much. Caleb and Chase 1 and 2. I'm, you know, the third guy just trying to hang on. That's the lead motorbike guy who's like talking to us a little bit. You know, as you can see, I mean, they're pushing it, and I'm just trying to hang on. So I'm just trying to hang on to the pace, minute by minute, pretty much, just trying to make it to the next you know, section. And I keep thinking, when I get gap like this, I keep thinking like I'm done. And then I just somehow, I repeatedly found the strength to like reel them back in, or, oh my God, the views on the right side. Like every time we did a switchback, like you see the clouds, it was amazing. But sometimes I wasn't even trying to reel them in. I just kind of held my pace and I brought them in just unintentionally. So at some point around this time, they're talking. So here they're making another move. They just kept doing this. And I'm just trying to hang. I keep looking up like to see how much farther do we have? Where's the top? And so, okay, around this time, they're talking. They're just chatting it up. I don't know what they're talking about. I only get bits and pieces of it, but they're just talking. And at one point, we all start talking. Yeah, they're talking right now. At one point, we'll all start talking, and they're talking about like what races they're doing. And I remember like they asked me, and I'm like, oh, I don't do cycling races. I'm a triathlete. And they look down at me and they go, we know, because you don't have any socks on. Basically, because like cyclists, it's a thing in cycling to have like long, colorful socks. And I had no socks on because I'm used to triathlons where you just do everything barefoot. So that's just my style. A dead giveaway that I'm not a real cyclist, I guess. So right here, past another just random rider. Like, kudos to those people that, I mean, they're grinding it out. It's gonna take forever, but I mean, they'll get up the mountain eventually. This part was fun because it was at 6,100 feet. I remember because it felt downhill. We were going really fast, but we didn't lose any elevation that we had gained. So it must have been just flat. But after climbing for so long, like, it felt super awesome. I got like a nice little boost from this. And then right after this is a hill. I guess maybe I'm good at rolling hills because I would have passed them here. I felt like I had a good, strong push, and I had to slow myself down because I was kind of boxed in. But it was all for the best because I was not about to lead. I didn't have the energy for that. I was just trying to hang in there. So here's another aid station. What's awesome is, as you can see, we're ditching our bottles, and they're giving us brand new bottles with heat or water. That chick right there is kind of hot. But anyway, yeah, like legit bottles. We don't have to like pour them back in we don't have to reuse our bottles, so it's pretty nice. But this is about 6,500 feet, I'd say, 6,300 feet. And, you know, just trying to close the gap again. Yeah, this part right here, we were talking a lot. Like, they were asking about the course, and I had driven up the day before, so I was telling them a little bit. And I just like the shade, because after this point, there's no more shade in the course. We're coming up to the ranger station soon, and in my head, I'm like, make it to the ranger station, make it to the ranger station. And it's at 7,000 feet, so I just, you know, just trying to make it to the next checkpoint, pretty much. So here's the ranger station. And I'm taking a sip of water here, so I'm dropping back a little bit. It's actually hard to ride through those cones. It's pretty narrow. So at this point, like I said, I'm pretty beat. And this is kind of where I start to drop back. I know they're so close, but you get to a point, this is almost a 2-hour mark pretty much, where you just don't have the same energy that you had. My legs still feel good, but I'm just tired. 7,000 feet marker there. I'm just tired, and this motorbike guy tries to encourage me. Like, he was coming up to me and like saying, hey man, like anything can happen, like just hang in there, you know, who knows, they might, you know, they might bonk, or, you know, he's trying to encourage me. But honestly, like at this point I still felt pretty strong, but I wanted to do my own pace. So here we're at about 8,000 feet. The views just keep getting better and better, and I know at this point, like, I'm not gonna catch them. They're almost out of sight, but at the same time, like, I have third locked up. So unless something catastrophic happens, like, I feel pretty relieved that I'm getting a podium spot. And, you know, my energy levels are getting a little low. This is 9,000 feet right here. At this point, my watts are going down a lot. I'm just like, where's the end? So here right here is the last half a mile, and this was the hardest part of the race. Super steep, and my specialized tarmac that I rented from the bike shop, like, it only had a 28 tooth ring in the back for climbing, and it just wasn't enough for this part. And I tried to stand up at one point, and I wasn't going any faster. My legs were cramping, and everyone's watching, so you don't want to look bad. But like, honestly, I felt like walking. It sucked. And here's the last curve here. Nice shot of the clouds. And I'm just trying to get to the finish here. I'm totally spent. They really put in the last like 20 minutes of the race. They put in like 3 or 4 minutes on me. Like, I got crushed in the end because I was done. I was done. So I finish here, sub 3 hours, which was my goal. You know, top 3. I'm stoked. Especially when, you know, I had to carry an extra probably 15, almost 17 pounds, you know, between my bike and my body. So here it is. I got third here. Super stoked, given that, you know, I didn't expect to win this type of specialized race, but I'm pleased with it.
If you notice the seat differential, look at that. Seats up here, handlebars way down there. Like, that is really aggressive. But I didn't know how to change the handlebars. It's a rental bike. I just made sure the seat height was the appropriate level. That's the most important, because you don't want your legs to cramp or your knees to hurt, or, you know, you want to make sure the seat height is right. And it was. I made sure it was, because I measured my other seat height on my tri-bike. But the handlebars are very far forward. It's a big frame. They're far forward. They're low. My back was cramping a little bit. It was okay. It didn't affect my performance, but I was stiff afterward. Let's put it that way. Okay, honey, that's good.